This is lesson number 7, the marketing and release of the film. So the marketing and release of the film can be broken up into 2 or 3 major aspects. One is the PR activity that needs to be going on from the time that the film is announced, and that needs to rev up in the couple of months before the release of the film. The second would be the audio-visual promotion around the film, which would be the trailers and the TV promos and the web-related promos that really are built from the footage of the film. Third would be the paid-for advertising when it comes to the print, or when it comes to outdoor, when it comes to city visits, when it comes to all the other promotional activities that are related to the release of the film. And the fourth would be the static publicity around the film, which would be what exactly would be the creatives that are used to be able to communicate about the film. All these processes need to be happening simultaneously, and the producer needs a very strong marketing and PR team of a few members to be able to ensure that this is all happening in the way that they had intended. The first aspect really would be around the PR activities of the film. From the time that the announcement of the film happens, the film needs to be on a slow burn in the public imagination, with not too much being given out, but also enough being given out to whet the curiosity of the audience to a point where they're really looking forward to the film. But in the couple of months before release is when you really rev up these PR activities and find suitable pegs around the movie to be able to communicate. Don't try to talk too much about aspects of the film that might be interesting to you, but are not going to be that interesting to the audience. Figure out the 3 or 4 things in terms of themes that you want to communicate around a film, and then focus on those. In the case of Rang De Basanti, it was a story of 5 boys. So we took a conscious decision that at no point of time would Aamir Khan be the only one on stage. In all the activities and the interactions and the PR that we did around the film, it would always be the 5 of them together. The second thing was that we were very clear that we did not want to bring in the past of the film at all. We didn't want to bring in the fact that there was any relationship to freedom fighters, etc. We wanted to project it as a youthful film, a film for the youth of India, and we wanted it to come as a surprise to the audience when they came in, that there was some correlation to the freedom movement of our country as well. So these were really 2 key things that we thought of, and then all our PR stemmed from that in terms of the way that we projected the movie. The second would be the audiovisual, what we call material that we would create around the film. One would be the trailer of the film. Today, I'd say if you had to pick the 2 or 3 things that are most crucial to the opening day of a film, it really is the trailer of the film, the promos that you create of that film, which run on television as well as on the web, and 3 would be the music of the movie. If you are able to get these 3 factors right, along with obviously a great release date, which it's very important to lock in, then half the battle in terms of marketing is won. And everything else is noise that's generated around the film that is going to help you to achieve your objective. If you get any of these wrong, then unfortunately, the film will suffer. So put a lot of effort into the trailer, spend a lot of time, show it to a lot of people, see what the reactions are, and calibrate it to the best extent possible in terms of what you want to finally put out. The trailer making process is one where the director sits with an agency, briefs the agency about how they want to communicate what the film is all about. The producer adds their own brief to that as well, and a final creative brief goes to the trailer cutting agency. That agency then presents various options, and this is a really organic process that goes back and forth many, many times before you're finally able to arrive at the final cut of the trailer that everyone agrees on. The third would be picking a great release date and getting a great distribution outfit to release the film. In today's day and age, when you've got more than 250 Hindi movies being released in the course of every year, and therefore around 4 to 5 movies being released every week, it's very crucial for you to pick the right release date for your film. Be very pragmatic about the type of film that you've made, the scale of that film, whether that film you should try for a standalone date, whether you are entitled to get a holiday release date, and are you a big enough film to be able to sustain that? And then get a great distributor on board to also guide you on how exactly that release strategy should be planned. Film distribution is part art and part science. A lot more science is coming into it today than purely art. Firstly, finding a great distributor who's an all-India distributor is really crucial because, we are a large country, and if you have individual distributors in different states and distribute your film in that way, it's not that you can't do it, but you're going to have to do a lot more coordination and a lot more understanding of different markets. If you've got one all-India distributor who's very good at what they do, then they're going to actually be able to help you distribute your movie as extensively, but as targeted as it needs to be.